There are stories that don't make headlines, stories without fanfare. But when you hear them, you pause, you feel, and you remember them. Not because they're big, but because they're true. This is one of those stories. A story about a sixth-grade girl named Thanh Mai. She lives in a quiet corner of Da Nang City, Vietnam, in a humble home where her mother sews clothes and her father drives a motorbike taxi. They don't have much: a worn-out sewing machine, a small dining table, and lots of love. Mai grew up listening to the hum of her mother's sewing. While other girls played with tablets or chased cartoons, Mai stitched tiny dresses for her dolls using scraps of cloth from her mom's work. She didn't do it because someone told her to. She just loved it. The feel of thread in her fingers, the rhythm of the pedal, the joy of creating something with her own two hands. Then came the pandemic. On the TV, she saw cities like Bac Giang, Hai Duong, and Ho Chi Minh locked down. Hospitals overwhelmed, doctors sweating in protective suits, people lining up for food and masks. There was a shortage, a cry for help. She looked up at her mom and asked, "Mom, can I sew masks and send them to the doctors?" Her mother paused. Could this tiny girl really sew masks? But then, with a gentle smile, she nodded. "Okay, but you have to sew carefully and don't forget your schoolwork." And so the quiet journey began. Every day after class, while her friends were resting or playing, Mai sat at the sewing machine. She cut fabric into neat rectangles, layered them with filter lining, hemmed the edges, and stitched in elastic bands. At first, her stitches were crooked, her hands shaky. She ruined more pieces than she finished. But she never gave up. "I like doing it, Mom. It makes me happy. I imagine a nurse wearing the mask I made and smiling, so I want to make more." Each mask took about 20 minutes. Some days she made 6, some days just 2 or 3. But she never missed a day. After 1 month, she had sewn over 120 cloth masks. She packed them neatly in a cardboard box along with a handwritten note. "Dear doctors, nurses, and volunteers, my name is Mai. I'm in 6th grade. I don't have money, but I know how to sew. I hope everyone stays safe and healthy. Thank you so much." The note made its way onto social media through a volunteer group. By the next morning, the internet knew her name. The little girl who sewed masks for the front line. That's what people called her. But when someone offered to buy her masks to raise funds, she shook her head. "I just want to give them. Wherever they're needed, I'll sew." Such simple words from such a small voice. So the second box began. But this time, she wasn't alone. Her classmates, some of whom used to tease her as Granny Girl for sewing, started to help. One brought extra fabric from home, another helped cut elastic bands. They even wrote a giant greeting card together to send with the masks. One boy named Vu, who always teased her before, quietly handed her a spool of elastic one afternoon. "My mom owns a fabric shop," he said. "Here, for you. Let's keep sewing." To Mai, that small gesture felt like the biggest gift of all. Soon, each mask she made carried a small label, "Sewn by Mai, sending you a little piece." Simple, heartfelt, beautiful. Then one day a letter arrived from a frontline doctor in Ho Chi Minh City. "Dear little girl, your masks fit perfectly, soft and gentle. Wearing them, I feel your love. If more people were like you, I believe this country would heal faster." Mai cried when she read the letter. She held it to her chest, because that was the moment she realized even small hands can bring comfort to tired hearts. Inspired by her, a tailor group in Hoi An launched a campaign to make 10,000 masks for healthcare workers, and they invited Mai to speak at the launch. She stood on the small stage, shy and humble, holding the first mask she ever sewed, slightly wrinkled, slightly uneven, and said, "I don't know how to speak fancy words. I just think if I can sew, I should sew. If everyone helps a little, maybe we won't hurt as much." No script, no fanfare, just the truth, plain and clear. Later, someone asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up. She smiled and said, "I want to be an engineer, to design medical supplies, so I can help more people." It may sound like a childish dream, but to those who've heard her story, it's a dream worth believing in. These days, Mai still sews, not for hospitals anymore, but for shelters, orphanages, and street communities. She's also started a group called Threads of Kindness with 8 other kids from different provinces. They meet weekly on Zoom, sharing updates. "I made 5 today. Does anyone need more cloth? Let's send this batch to the shelter in Hue. A charity group in Japan heard her story. They sent her a brand new sewing machine with a note for the little girl with a big heart. But Mai didn't keep it for herself. She brought it to the local community center and proposed a sewing class for children to teach not just a skill, but a spirit. The first class, over 60 kids signed up within 3 days, and Mai stood proudly at the front holding up her very first mask. She smiled and said, "It's not perfect. It's the first one I ever made, but I keep it because it's where I started. And I believe if you begin with your heart, everything has meaning." Dear listener, in a world shaken by storms, it's the quiet acts of love that truly comfort us. Amid panic, politics, and pain, there was this little girl sitting by an old sewing machine, threading kindness into fabric, one stitch at a time. She didn't need praise. She didn't seek recognition. She just wanted someone out there to be protected, to feel a little safer, to smile beneath a simple cloth mask made by small hands with a big soul. And if a 6th grade girl can do that, what can we do, you and I? This story may end here, but love continues in every stitch, in every thread, in the heart of a girl named Mai.